Welcome back to another episode of Dbd Myths Busted. This is a series where you guys submit suggestions for things to investigate in Dead by Daylight, and I take a look to declare them true, false, or in need of further research. Before we start, Nordage Bane commented this on my last video. You thought I was going to start talking about a VPN, didn't you? He mentions that as the invocation started by a survivor who died begins to complete, it actually starts regressing. I just want to confirm that I didn't cancel this action, the game did, which explains why the invocation didn't finish, and also interesting that it forced me to stand up before it finished. Like, a little bug has been caught there and they've added in a quick fix of, whoops, error, no invocation, so cancel every invocation before the server crashes or something like that. Just wanted to add in that clarification to this video. Let's get started. You can hold a turret on the killer's shoulders. This one was submitted by BarrelBoy5101. In our last video, we discovered that if you go down due to deep wound or plot twist against the xenomorph while carrying a turret, the turret doesn't get destroyed. I don't think this is intentional because it appears to sort of glitch around the floor as you crawl and you can't place it. By the way, Lilith Alucard, there's your answer. Pressing M1 heals you when you're down, so you can't place the turret. But what happens if you're picked up by the killer? Will you continue to hold the turret while on their shoulders? If you're down when Weaving Spiders completes, you gain a health state. This one was submitted by Moki Meister. So this one's really interesting. The wording on Invocation Weaving Spiders is you automatically enter the injured state. It doesn't say that you lose a health state. So what happens if you start an invocation, have someone else complete it, which we discovered previously does work, and then you're downed before the invocation completes? Will it pick you up? Because you're meant to be automatically placed into the injured state. Not injured, not losing a health state. So let's find out. So this was an interesting one to test because people complain a lot of the time that I just do ones that, you know, if you just read the perk description, it would tell you what happens. But Weaving Spiders is meant to give you a penalty, right? It's meant to be a penalty. So if this works, I'm sure there will be comments, people saying, well, they should have just read the description, you just said it picks you up. But also, this is meant to be a penalty. So if it works, which I don't think it will, then it's not a penalty, it's a benefit. It's basically acting like adrenaline. So please don't comment, you should just read the perk description. Every time I tell people not to comment something, they end up commenting it. So I know people are going to comment it anyway, but don't be dumb. This is interesting. This is interesting, all right? All right? My videos are interesting, damn it. The Unknown has base kit whispers. This one was submitted by IdeaLab5289. So the Unknown will randomly spit out voice lines while you're playing. The question here is whether or not those voice lines will only play when within proximity to another survivor. What we need to test here is 1. Does the Unknown still give voice lines when on the other side of the map to the survivor? 2. Does the Unknown give voice lines when near but not chasing a survivor? That would then be base kit whispers. And 3. Does the Unknown ever give voice lines heard only by survivors or only by the killer? Or are they universal, sort of shared across the network? Let's test all 3. Okay, so we waited and tested this for a good amount of time, right? I sat there for like 3 minutes and there were no voice lines, so I was ready to move on to testing the next one. But as soon as I hit stop recording, of course, the Unknown started speaking, and I just about hit record right as they were finishing the voice line. So no, the Unknown does not have base kit whispers. It still talks, even if you're on the other side of the map to the survivor. The Cenobites puzzle box will complete when going down to plot twist. This one was submitted by In the Outs. So the Cenobites power has survivors picking up a puzzle box and having to solve it. You cannot drop the puzzle box. It has to be solved once it's been picked up. This is a major part of Pinhead's design because while you're solving the box, your location is revealed to the killer and he can teleport to you. In the Outs says that they already know the outcome and want to spread awareness, which makes me think this is going to be something substantial. If it solves the puzzle, that's a big issue because it removes the central mechanic from being usable by this killer. If it instead doesn't solve the puzzle but keeps it in the player's hands, like we've seen with the turrets against the xenomorph, then that's an even bigger issue because it takes the box out of the equation entirely while the player is down or on the hook. That totally breaks the Cenobite's power. So let's take a look. Okay, so nothing really happened here. When you get picked up, the puzzle box gets taken out of your hand and it just teleports elsewhere. It doesn't get completed, but while you're on the ground, it's still in your hand. I don't know what In the Outs was expecting here. Perhaps they sent this in before it was fixed and it just wasn't included in patch notes. Maybe it was included in patch notes and I missed it, but nothing out of the ordinary seems to happen, which is a shame because I was looking forward to doing this one, but never mind. Invocation weaving spiders and brand new parts do not stack. This one was submitted by Cookie Soup 3218. I've had this come up a few times and it's a very quick one to cover, so here it is. The effect of weaving spiders is basically identical to that of brand new parts, so what happens if you complete the invocation and then attempt to use a brand new part? Does a further 10% come off the generator, or is the brand new part ignored? Let's find out. Thwack will activate if a pallet is dropped on the singularity while he's in overclock. This one was submitted by Gwybaby. I think Gwybaby, like crybaby, or it could be Gwybaby. I'm going to say Gwybaby because it's funny. Thwack is a killer perk that causes all survivors within 32 meters of your location to scream and reveal their aura for 4 seconds when you break a breakable wall or a pallet. When the singularity is in overclock mode, it cannot be stunned by pallets. The pallets will instead break and you'll be momentarily slowed, a bit like Spirit Fury. So will this cause Thwack to activate? Chemical Trap works against the Knight's Guards. This one was also submitted by Crybaby. Chemical Trap allows you to install a trap on a pallet that, when kicked, explodes, spraying the killer with a chemical compound and slowing them by 50% for 4 seconds. But what happens if one of the Knight's Guards is ordered to break a trapped pallet? Will the trap still explode? So nothing happens. I mean, the spray comes up, but obviously the guard is going to disappear as soon as he's ordered to hit the thing, right? I don't know enough about the Knight's Guards to be able to say whether there's a different scenario in which they could break a pallet. I'm pretty sure they phase through pallets when they're chasing you. Maybe someone can correct me on that and I'll retest this for the next video. It does explode, but that's it. Unhooking yourself with Wicked will use up Deliverance. This one was submitted by King JPJ. Wicked allows you to guarantee a self-unhook when in the basement. Deliverance, meanwhile, guarantees a self-unhook after safely unhooking another survivor, but applies the broken status effect for 60 seconds. So what happens if we have Deliverance active and Wicked equipped and attempt to self-unhook in the basement? Would Deliverance be used up, or does Wicked take priority? I'm just going to anticipate the comments here. What if we change the perk order around and put Wicked ahead of Deliverance in the loadout? So there you have it, another 8 Dbd Myths Busted. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, as I do one of these every single week. Check out the playlist for more, and if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments with the word myth somewhere in the content of what you write. As always, a big thank you to my patrons, Nova Keck, Lilith Alucard, Channel Manager, Chipstar878, along with YouTube members Nova, Housie, Chipstar878 again, and Meme Lord. If you want early access to videos and priority for myth suggestions, consider joining one of those platforms, link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.